I discovered you through your first appearance on the Hodge Twins podcast over a year ago. I've followed your work ever since. There are more young black men who resonate with your message than many might expect, like the Cartier family, for instance. Stay safe. God bless and America first.
Hey, we love the black people. We love the black people. I mean, we love all people. We just want to put America first. So I think a lot of blacks and Hispanics like it because they're not woke. White people are, whatever you want to say about them, they have been completely indoctrinated. Okay? And I love white people, and I'm pro-white, and I want the country to be white, but white people have been totally mind raped by all of it. They are henpecked by their wives and girlfriends. Many of them are pussies. White people won't say nigger. They won't say they were told they can't say it. So white people go, oh, I can't say that. I can't say that. It's a word. It's just you and me here, buddy. There's no black people that get offended. Okay, but it's like there's like a super ego that's been imposed on them. It's like they have the PC police inside their brain. And it goes with all of it about women, about minorities, and so that exists for whites in a way that it doesn't for blacks and Hispanics, because blacks and Hispanics have this privilege. Nobody is policing what they say. They get to be ignorant. Black people can say whatever the fuck they want. Hispanics can say whatever they want. And they could do whatever they want. And white people are so over-socialized. And, they basically are beaten down. Like they have been beaten down and now are, they're afraid. They're afraid and kind of morally blackmailed in a way. And so that is what's holding a lot of white people back. They won't stick up for themselves. They won't take their own side. They won't fight for their own interest. Black people kind of say, shit, oh, he's racist? Oh, I'll let him say it to my face then, and white people are like, oh, you hate white people? Oh, that's okay. I hate white people too. You know what I mean? Like black people don't have that. Hispanics don't have that. Asians have a little bit of that. White people, it's very sad, but white people have a lot of that. We have to be realistic about our own problems, and that's a major problem for whites. You know what I mean? So it's good when a white person starts to say, they start to talk their shit. And I think, some black people are just anti-white. There's a lot of black people, they just hate white people. And they blame white people for everything. There's a lot of black people that are just not about the bullshit. Just like there's a lot of everybody that's like that, but whites have a problem with it. We have to acknowledge this. That's why we're white ass niggas going hard as fuck. I'm going hard as fuck. I'm white. I don't give a fuck. That's why I talk about women the way I do, Hitler the way I do. Like we don't care. Oh, Jews are gonna be mad. I don't give a shit. Oh, black people might be mad. I don't give a shit. Women, what are women gonna think? Who cares? I don't care. That's the vibe. That's where we are. We need more white men to think like this.
Roy Bistan sent $20. Also,
So he touched on a few things in this I'll touch on too. He touched on the fact that there are black gripers there are black gripers and there are black people who support his message. He brought up the Cartier family. I'm not sure if they're gripers, but they're on the right side. I, as a black person, am aware that black people have many conservative values. And my issue with the Republican Party is knowing that black people are conservative about certain issues. Why is it that a lot of times when the Republican Party is talking about black people, they focus on issues that maybe the black community has that aren't in alignment with the Republican Party? They could focus, if they wanted to, on issues that they were in alignment with black culture, but they choose not to, and that's why they are framed as racist by many people, because it's a choice. So I'll bring up an example. Everybody says they notice black people on welfare because they're saying they see that the projects, etc., in major American cities are predominantly black. People talk about the murder statistics, etc. So people seem to notice when black people are doing something wrong. Well, if you look at Oakland, if you look at New York, if you look at Florida, if you look at Portland, if you look at Los Angeles, when you see a lot of these gay parades, LGBTQ things, you don't see this big swell of black people going around doing things. Obviously, when it's certain things that black culture is about, and not necessarily about, but that they're doing at a higher percentage than other people, you see these black people. So if you don't see black people somewhere that you're used to seeing them when they're doing things that you associate with blacks, and you don't see them, you have to start thinking, well, maybe the black culture is not the one pushing some of these LGBT issues, etc. Right? These are issues that white people are pushing. They're white liberals, so Republicans will say that they're liberals, but you don't hear too many people, especially on the far right, saying, well, it's a white issue, the LGBT stuff that we're concerned about. Or again, I'll bring up the pedophilia stats, the child pornography. You have a high overrepresentation of white males. Again, these are issues that the Republicans and the alt-right is aware of, but they're choosing to stay silent because, in my opinion, from what I see, is they're aware that it's an issue, but their point, as AOC said earlier in the episode, was let's not highlight the problems of white people, because it's not about making America great again. It's not about making America strong again, or make America strong for everybody. Mace, I thought of the rapper, right? Make America strong for everybody. Mace. It's not about that. It's more so for them about demonizing every other group. So they want to demonize women as a whole. So they act like many women don't share conservative values. Many women believe in chivalry. They want their husbands to pay the bills. They want their husbands to take care of them, be leaders, etc., spiritually and economically. So it's not like women are against conservative values. Same thing as I brought up with blacks in terms of the LGBT community, but then Hispanics as far as like building and working, whether they're illegal or illegal. People see that Hispanics are working hard, right? No one's stopping black people from working harder and getting off welfare, even though other groups are on welfare. No one's stopping white people from working harder. If they have immigrants here, if it's an open market, even though the illegal immigrants are supposed to hear, it's an open market. You're capable of working, but you're choosing not to work and accept government handouts, right? So as Nick is saying, or has said in the past, you have a lot of people complaining, but these people are capable of doing the work. They're just choosing not to move from where they are and accept the government money, as opposed to moving to where the work is, which is what the illegal immigrants are doing. If they don't have the work home, they're coming here where there is work to do it. So I'm not saying I'm for illegal immigration, but I am pointing out that all these groups that complain, whether black, white, etc., your points can be valid, but other people are showing you that at the end of the day, what it comes down to is how much do you want it? If you want something, you go get it. Now, the second part that he was discussing was he was saying how white people are treated. I thought that was totally fair. I've noticed this my whole life. You have a situation where the groups that are supposedly victims, which I don't believe in that. That's why I say what I want, just like Nick. And what I just said earlier in this response is everybody has the capabilities to study. You can read, you can learn, you can do math. As long as you put your mind to it, you're capable of a lot of things, right? So what Nick was saying about white people was he's noticed because of the hit. He didn't bring this up, but I'll bring it up. White people in America are from Britain. Britain colonized much of the world. So Britain not only colonized North America, around Greenland, around New York and stuff, but they also tried to come to the South America, but they also went to Australia. That's why there are white people in Australia now. They also went to Africa, as people know, during the slave trade, and not just Britain, but also Southern Europeans. Basically, there was a conference in Europe where the Europeans decided, hey, we're going to get together and go invade another place where there are dark-skinned people, right? So these white people went, and I know people know this, they went, and specifically Britain went and invaded like a majority of the world, like India. Indians speak American British because the British had colonized India. The British colonized what is now Israel, Palestine, right? So these British people who are now saying immigrants are imposed, it's ironic to me. Immigrants are imposing themselves on Britain. Britain imposed itself on the entire world. Because you imposed yourself on the entire world and everybody felt like they were fucked over, killed, women were raped, etc. You did good things in terms of the capitalism you brought. I'm a Christian, even though Christianity would have existed without Europeans. It comes from the Middle East. But Christians did bring with them, British people did bring with them their religious beliefs, etc. I don't think that everything white people brought was bad. I just think that it's not an either or. There were good things white people did, but there were bad things white people did. Because of the bad they did, all of these other groups have called them out. We went through this in history. They used to spit on blacks, etc. People, I wasn't around for this, but I heard stories because my parents were, and my parents are just one generation above me. It's not just the water fountains, guys. The black people didn't have the education, weren't allowed to the same educational opportunities. They could work the same job but be paid less. They were spit on, etc., told to get on the back of the bus when they were paying the same taxes as everybody else. They were paying the same, but being treated like second-class citizens, right? This happened on Jim Crow for 100 years, right? We fixed this because of the problems. And what Nick is trying to say is that, okay, when we fixed the problems, it went overboard because then white people had to police themselves and they couldn't say what they thought. I think that it's fine for Nick to share his views. They're retarded. They're stupid. I think he's a retard, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody saying having an image and brand where he talks bad about women and blacks and Hispanics. Women are half the population. Blacks are 10%. Hispanics are 20%, right? Let these white people talk crazy about, let me do the math, 50, 10. That's 80% of the population, not even counting the white liberals, right? Because white people are pretty much split between conservatives and liberals, right? You got this dummy talking about 90% of the country in a negative way, saying he doesn't care. And then you have people talking about, well, he's going to get big and he's going to have this influence. Influence on who? He can only influence the group of people that fit the 10% that he likes, which is white people, white males, white Christians, white people, white males, white Christians, white heterosexuals. Heterosexual people. Majority of Americans don't rock with this guy because he has nothing but negative things to say about people. So again, he keeps saying America first, but it's really America first for the 10%. That was enough rambling for me, guys. I always got to balance myself. It's a push and pull with Nick. Smart guy, valid points. We can't overlook the racism, can't overlook the misogyny, can't overlook the Islamophobia, can't overlook the anti-Semitism, right? Smart guy, charismatic, a lot of problems, needs to grow up, needs to be a better person, needs to be more inclusive. You can always tell your jokes, bro, but you don't always have to be so hard on Jewish people. You don't always have to be so hard on black. You don't always have to be so hard on women. You do make jokes about white people when they disagree with you, right? But you could be hard on the people that actually agree with you, and you could tell jokes about your side and your beliefs. You never tell jokes about white heterosexual Christian males who believe what you believe. So maybe focus on your people and your group a little bit, and it might open you up. Focus on criticizing them, and it might open you up to a wider audience. But you don't have to take my advice, because as I've seen from a lot of the influencers, they think they know every fucking thing, but they could have more followers than they currently have by just opening up their ideas and beliefs to more people. But that's my 2 cents. Shout out to B Mike in New Orleans, who runs a nonprofit for helping a lot of black children and inner city people in New Orleans with education, arts, etc. I enjoyed this episode, guys. But if you enjoyed this episode, please leave comments. Let us know if there's something you want us to cover. Please share it with friends. Of course, smash that like button if you like the content. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you like this video, please smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. New shows airing Monday through Thursday.